Good morning. Welcome back to the Carter James Ranch on a beautiful May 23rd. Little cool this morning, low 60s. It's been a little while since I made a video. I was sick for about a week or so, and then just was busy with some other work stuff that took me away. Didn't really give me a whole lot of time to shoot videos, but we're gonna move the cattle this morning. One thing I've been doing lately is giving them much bigger areas, just so I don't gotta move them every day. So I've got them here in the back of the ranch, and one thing I realized when we're doing this, when they have larger areas, I don't like it because I gotta go find them sometimes. So let's flip you around here so you can see what I'm seeing. So initially I'd given them about half of this back pasture, and then I gave them the whole back pasture. And in the morning, sometimes they're up under the trees or whatever. Oh, you know what? I see them. They're way back. They're way back. There you go. You can see them. Way back there. So I'll head down there and see if I can call them up. We're going to move them to a new pasture today. So last video was we lost 634. So that was a bummer. But we move on. We actually had moved all the steers that were in the herd. We actually moved them over to my home place where the sheep are and where the bulls are, just to try to give the ranch a little lesser of a load from grazing. So, as we come here into our second summer, and last summer kind of doesn't really count because we only had 10 animals here on the ranch, and the ranch is 86 acres, but 15 of that's across the railroad tracks. So 86 minus 15, 71, minus the 4-acre pond. So I don't know, we probably have about 60 something acres that we can rotate. Plus we did this huge land clearing project, and shortly after we did the land clearing project, I realized that even though I put seed down, we're not going to be able to graze this, and actually a lot of buckbrush and some of the shrubbage has grown back that was already here. So this is going to be a longer term project to get rid of this with unrolling hay this fall. There were some spots we actually just unrolled hay right away and put seed down, and we had a better result with getting grass to come back. But we've got a lot of burn piles back here we need to burn. So, but here's a good spot. We had pretty good grass coming in here, but we still have a really good shade canopy. I thought with as many trees as we took down, I thought we'd get more sunlight back in here, and it looked like that until all the trees got their leaves, and it still provides quite a bit of shade. So as you can see, all the brushy stuff. I actually did have a thought of if I need to get some sheep or some goats over here to start knocking this stuff back, because the cattle will help with trampling it, but they're not going to be helpful in consuming it to knock it back. So yeah, I found the cattle back here a couple mornings. So we did have, let's see, I don't think I announced, did have another South Pole calf. The year the bull continues. 5 of the 6 calves we've had this year have been bulls. So 1 heifer. So we're gonna have a lot of steers to raise out for meat, or some bulls, but I need to get clarity on what I'm gonna do if I'm gonna be selling those. So one thing I have noticed also, we have the South Pole cattle, and we've got the Wagyu. Here we are coming to the end of May. It's unbelievable how much more of a fly load the Wagyu have. Now, I've not researched if flies are attracted more to the black-hided animals, or if it has to do with the South Poles just slick off a little bit more. We do have a few of the Wagyu that slick off, but the other ones tend to be, or the majority of them tend to be a little more hairy. So might be a long summer for fly control, which I don't really like that. So honestly, between the two breeds, I definitely probably like the South Pole a lot more. I think they're a little more resilient overall. So, and you know what? I see that somebody got outside the fence here. That's kind of funny. I'm not sure how. I think that's I think it's a little heifer. Yep, that's a little. Is that our heifer, or is that our little bull calf? Our first bull calf that was born on the ranch. Yeah, he must have popped through this fence right here. So All right, we're gonna see if we can call these guys. Let me see if I can find. Oh, there he is. Yeah, here's our two of our little bull calves. There he is. There's a little south pole behind this tree. He's cute, number 60. There he is. He's got a real cute face. So the herd seems like there's his mama, number 60, Nona. So let me start whistling, see if we can get these guys called up. Oh yeah, that is our little heifer over there. So I'm not sure how she got through, but she must have squeezed through somewhere. Let's go! Wasn't sure if they were gonna come or not. They all seemed like they were pretty comfy in the shade, but we're gonna move paddocks. Not as much tree cover in the paddock we're going to, but we're not too hot. We have great weather right now, cooling off to the low 60s at night, low to mid 80s during the day. And I think I figured out, I think she probably got through right there. I got a little hot wire right there. It's not hot, but when we were doing the tree removal project, that contractor ripped up the fence a few times. Just, I don't know why he decided to rip out trees that are right on the fence line and tore the fence up, and I haven't had a chance to fix it yet. So it's getting to be a jungle back here, but the cattle like hanging down. Come on! One nice thing about seeing your cattle real often is you kind of get trained a little bit to a whistle and they start coming. So we'll see if they follow. Here they come. Yeah. So we'll move them into a new area. So May here started with the first 6 steers a year ago. So 14 months in, the cattle herd has grown. I wanted to try raising the sheep this year, see if I like the sheep. I do like the sheep. They're a little more difficult. You know, we got the guard dog factor, many more predators that you got to be aware of. We've got I don't know if it's a problem. We have a coyote that keeps, or 2 coyotes that keep coming real close to the house and where the sheep are. The dogs do their job and bark, but I like the sheep. It's just harder to, you know, more problems that can rise up with that. We are going to be getting more sheep here in about 5 weeks. So initially I got 5, and let's go. Sorry if I'm breathing heavy. Everyone's still trying to get over being sick, but going to be getting 25 more ewes, so that'll be the flock. And then breeding season for the cattle, we're going to be actually moving all the Wagyu over to the home place, and we'll be bringing Comanche, our South Pole bull, over here. So the herd's slowly walking up here. Also yesterday, I'll have to shoot you a little video, I went and picked up 125 broiler chicks. We've raised chickens in the past. And my wife said, hey, we're getting a little low on meat, so it's time to do that again. So we're gonna get going on that project. So let me get the cattle up here and I'll show you them moving in. Oh, I got a phone call right in the middle of that, so sorry I couldn't get that all. I missed all the baby calves coming running quick, but everyone moved. We're moving into this paddock over here. The phone call was actually the vet. I'm having to schedule. We need to schedule a time to get all the Wagyu dehorned, the babies, and then we need to band who we're going to band. So I need to go back and see. I did not see that little heifer that was on the other side of the fence. I didn't see her come, so I bet you she is. I bet she's can't figure out how to get through the fence. She got through and can't figure out how to get back, so we'll have to walk back over here. So yeah, first year, enjoy having the sheep. There's some problems with having them that I need to try to get a little a little better on. We did lose some of the lamb crop. Not the most frustrating thing is I don't know exactly what happened. I would leave in the morning, that I'll be fine. I'd come back and one would be dead. Not really any trauma to it. One had a scratch or two. Initially I was thinking that honey or Coda had done something to it, but inspecting the lambs really closely, I don't know, looking at the dogs, they had nothing on them, no blood or anything. The lambs weren't torn apart. So again, they just had very little damage to them, so I don't know if they got shook or what. So anyhow, the sheep have been frustrating. The cattle have been a lot easier. Obviously we lost 634, that's not fun. But if you're in the livestock business, it's gonna happen. You have to deal with that. So all right, let me run down here and see if I can find out where she's at. All right, now this heifer is making me lose my mind. I'm wondering if she snuck back to the fence and got by me while I was on the phone with the vet, because I certainly don't see her back here. And I would think if the whole herd moved off like they would and she was kind of stuck behind, she'd be making noise. So looks like I'm walking way back up. So this is part of the area where we cleared. Kind of hard to tell that we cleared it now that all the foliage is growing in and we still have all these kind of shoots. So just gonna be a battle to get this under control. It's gonna take years of proper management and you having the cattle help me. So hopefully we'll get that where it's usable, but that'll be real helpful during the winter time in these low areas. So let me run back over here where the herd is and see if 45K slipped by me. All right, made the walk back over to this pasture. And I was trying to count the cattle. There should be 41 of them in here. Let me see if I can just find that little heifer real quick. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 17. Okay, I just did a real quick count and I counted 40, but you can sometimes miss a young one. And you know what? I think I see her. I think she did slip by. Boy, she's quick, hopping right back through that fence. I think she's right up in front of me here. Let me get up here and check. So this pasture was hayed last year, and we're not going to have it hayed this year. Yep, she's here. That's her right there. Right there in the back. So we'll let the cattle in here for probably 2 days. Let them knock down on this. You know, one thing I'm doing, I do like bunching them up a little tighter in areas, but it is management wise, it's pretty time consuming to come move them. I love doing it, but sometimes my schedule just doesn't allow it, and you have to make sure they've got water where they're at. And to be honest with you, I'm still trying to gauge, making sure I'm not overgrazing. Hey girl, good morning. Overgrazing. You know, we've got a lot of this plant. I need to figure out what this plant is. The cattle don't eat it. I'm not sure if sheep or goats would. We've got a lot of this stuff growing up. I've talked to a number of folks. I know the ranch here has been historically overgrazed. It's been leased out, and they've put a lot of animals, let them free range everywhere. But this pasture, the front pasture, I think kind of looks bad. I know I've cut a lot of tree shoots out of here, and it's going to take time to improve it. But I think I'm just a little paranoid of not wanting to continually overgraze it. I mean, right now we've got 41 animals here, and 6 of those are calves. And then 8 of them are, you know, yearling heifers, so they're not huge, like that one right in front of us here. She's not a huge cow, but not sure if the ranch can can accommodate this many. That's one reason why I moved the 6 steers over to the home place, just to give the ranch less animals on it. So that's Nona. She was the last one to calve. You know, we're still waiting for one. We got one mama Wagyu who still needs the calf, number 408. If you watch the channel for any amount of time, I had one of her daughters was the initial animals that I got, 408J. Her name's Sweets. So 408 is still needing the calf, but sometimes they don't show if they're gonna calve, or you know, they got small bags typically, and so here's a good example. 1845. She's starting to slick off, looking pretty good. Okay, number 30 here. Number 30 is not a full registered animal. She's not slicked off as much. She's getting there. I take that back. Her neck, she's getting there. Here's 4907. You can still see she's a little slow. Still has some of her hair on her. You can see the fly load she's carrying. We're not even that hot right now. Here's 4021. She's not too slick. Yeah, she's not real slick at all compared to the South Poles. Your eyes watering a little bit. You doing okay? So, bigger framed animal. So, some of them slick off, some of them don't. But they definitely carry a little higher of a, or heavier of a fly load. But the ones that do slick off, whether it's a South Pole or the Wagyu, or the black just looks like leather on them and look beautiful. So 408 I think is down there. So, but everyone seems to be doing pretty good. Everyone's healthy, which is good. These are our 3 bull calves, our 3 Wagyu bull calves. So this is the original one that was born on the ranch here. I need to get a tag in him, but I'll get him tagged next Wednesday when we dehorn him. And the only one I'm thinking about keeping as a bull still is this 4021 right here. These two guys are pretty friendly. You doing okay? Yeah, you doing okay? So I'm gonna be advertising. If I keep him as a bull, I don't need to have another bull. He's just so friendly. He comes up and lets me pet him and all this kind of stuff. You gonna get me a lick? So they're real nice. They're real nice. You're a good boy. Good boy, yeah. Good boy. You like that, don't you? Beautiful animals. Okay, go back to grazing. Go back to grazing. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, here it is, 45K. She's the one that was on the other side of the fence. So she's crafty. So look how thick her hair coat is. So as I've bought some of these animals, I've learned after the fact, some of them have better genetics for slicking off, which is the look I want. And that's one thing that attracts me to the South Poles. A good genetic animal will slick off. And I've got a couple of South Poles that I bought that are not fully registered animals, and I kind of regret buying them. I don't think they're as high a quality animal, so they may be getting cold out of the herd. Now 96 here, she's 100% South Pole. She's not a registered animal. Well, I take that back. She was registered at one point. Then one of the founders of the breed sold her, and he did not want to transfer the registration. So from that point on, she is not a registered animal since her registration didn't transfer. So she's slowly slicking off on her neck there, but the rest of her body has not slicked off yet. So she's one. I don't love her body type. She's a good mama. Good mama. Pushed out a real small calf. She's the only one that we had that's a heifer this year so far. So, all right. Well, I'll get out of here, but just wanted to make a video with an update on the herd and some of the sheep, and we'll show you some more of the broilers maybe in the next video. But thanks all for watching and following the channel. God bless and have a great day.